Hi. Greetings, everyone. I'm Eric with Your Essential Practice. This is Maggie and Kira, and we're happy to bring you this week's Divinely Guided Rune reading. And welcome to Your Essential Practice. And we would like to invite you to subscribe, like, comment, and contact me if you want any of your own rune readings done. Links are down in the description. Also, lots of zodiac and astrological information down in the description box below. So if you want a lot of the astrological information, like what's happening, like moon transits, things like that, that's down in the description box. Okay, let's get into your rune reading for the 11th through the 17th. Greetings, Virgo, and welcome to your Divinely Guided Rune reading here for the week. Let's jump right on in, and here's your energetic rune for the past. In the past, you have been in this rune of Laguz. Laguz means lake, sea, flow, water, dousing with water. This could be a trip to a place that has water. This could be divine feminine, emotional, and intuitive healing. This is the Divine Feminine's rune because it's connected with divine downloads in the form of intuition, gifts of intuition, and the primordial life-giving forces of water, the divine flow of nature and all living things, that intuitive connection thereof. So this is beautiful work to be blessed with in the recent energetic past. Now, I'm going to set this rune down here for a second. This is a good time to remind you, too, that we all have aspects of divine feminine and masculine within us. They each hold space for one another. Okay? So very important to notice that when we move forward. Okay? Your energetic rune for the now is in Reho. Reho is surrendering to the divine flow. Interesting that you have a rune of divine flow along right after this rune of flow. So Reho is more indicative of surrendering to that changing of energies rather than remaining in stagnant energies or non-reciprocative energies or just toxic energies. You're moving with divine flow. This is calling you to be present, being in the now, but also, like, in doing so, you're prepared to take that step forward and being in step with divine, saying, yes, I'm still grounded. Remember when we have these lines that go straight down off the runes, it's very grounded energy, but still able to be in step with divine, be in flow with divine. This is beautiful energy to move along with. Let's get a rune of your energetic near future. Energetic near future says Theresas. Theresas is about thorough action. It's like Thor's hammer. Now, Thor's hammer is lightning quick, and it can strike with force for justice in either building, destroying, or defense. Now, the choice is always up to you, but regardless, this is very thorough action. And I think this is maybe adapting a life practice of surrendering to divine flow and this actually solidifying it into being thorough action, right? Like divine feminine healing, surrendering to flow, embodying more of that flow and being present. And now you're just like in the total thoroughness of that flow, which is a beautiful way of seeing that. That way you don't need to maybe use that hammer at all. Anyway, let's take what resonates here, leave what doesn't. As we continue, we'll get a lot more clarity. So Ansus is your rune of your energetic influence of the now. So your influence is the antenna rune of divine downloads and communication. This is nicknamed the antenna rune because it looks like antenna, but it's also it looks like Laguz, like stacked up twice. Now this is like super divine downloads, increased intuition, could be like a claircognizance, your clair abilities. I think there's like 5 of them that you could be blessed with right now. Prophetic dream work, just getting these like it could be a temporary gift or a permanent gift, but you feel very gifted right now or blessed with that almost seeming like a divine communication. Now, this could be through even something as simple as palindrome numbers, color psychology, a scent that comes to you like a smell, or even just something that comes on the radio like a song that hits you just a certain way in a very opportune moment, or the timing of when somebody says something. Okay, palindrome numbers, angel numbers, things like that, repeating numbers. Spirit guides, take what resonates here, leave what doesn't. But this is very much what you're influenced by, just that open communication. Divine's always trying to communicate with us. It's always up to us to tune in, to remain in divine flow, and to tune in. Right? Your advice for the energetic now, your advice is to work on your foundation, your legacy, maybe adapting this divine flow into your legacy. Yeah, I see that as being thorough in your future here, like I kind of predicted here. Dear Othala here is legacy work. It is indicative of your income and inheritance. You could also have been receiving an inheritance right now. This is your advice for the now, though. I don't think this is your influence. I think if it was your influence or this, it could have been that you received an inheritance. But seeing that it's in this position for your advice, this is more of a focus on your stability of your structure. Remember when we have the lines that go crisscrossed, and then it's a stable structure or a stable environment that we can build our structure on, right? So this is the leave a lasting legacy. What is perpetual versus what's transitory? What's going to last 7 years versus what's going to last 2 years? What a lot of people think this is like a tract of land or money that you're lucky to last a couple generations. Now, if it's something as profound as like pay it forward, or the sign of a healthy economy is a clean river, those are thoughts and paradigms and beautiful, beneficial things that'll last more than 7 generations. So you're called to really work on your legacy, your foundation, and to be in this divine open communication, surrender to divine flow and helping you do that. Maybe this hammer is helping you build that legacy into your future as well. Let's look at what your outcome is for this whole divinely guided rune reading here for you. Increased awareness of faith. You're still very grounded here. This is Algi's, your divine defense with the antlers of the elk. And you're also built in divine connection, protection. All right, so you don't really need to be super defensive here in the future. I think this is really continuing on with your faith and building. Rather than destroying or protecting. It could be also protecting. This is kind of a divine protection rune here as well. This is that elk planting his hoof in the tundra with those antlers, knowing that it's protected, knowing that whatever comes at it can be deflected. But you have this divine communication here too. So I say this is divine connection as well. Still being very grounded here in the process, surrendering to flow, making that, adapting it into your legacy work and really building your foundation in your legacy and guided by faith. Increased sense of faith and awareness and stability and divine sense of protection in surrendering to divine flow. You know that this is the answer for you. Wow. Virgo, this is a huge, huge reading here for you. Let's get a rune of clarity for each of your positions. I'm using the Lapis Lazuli rune sets here this week. So Virgo here for your energetic past. Yeah, surrendering to divine flow. Reto, indicative change of house, spouse, or career because leaving stagnant energies or discordant energies and being in step with divine flow has called you into your balance of divine feminine and masculine energies in the sense that you are into your flow, your divine feminine aspects of healing, your intuition and your emotional reciprocity, your emotional boundaries, your emotional grounding, your emotional flow, your divine downloads, or your intuition, super on point right now. So like you're antenna is like being amplified right now. And I think, you know, during this tail end of your birthday season, or a good chunk into your birthday season anyway. By the way, happy birthdays to any and all of you Virgos out there here recently. I just wanted to say that if this is your week, then happy birthday, happy solar return to you. This is your rune of your clarified for your energetic now. This is Hagalaz. This is letting what needs to fall away go ahead and fall away. Hagalaz is like the hail rune. It's an unintended eventuality, like a natural disaster. It's not an if, but it's a when. It's irreversible. It's divinely grounded and divinely connected at the same time. So this is like, if you look at this as happening to you rather than for you, that's when the ego gets into place and you're out of flow and you're out of step. If you're looking at this as happening for you, this is a blessing and you remain in flow. You know that this is a temporary thing, that the things that you are not in flow for you, that are not in step with this, that are not, you know, helping you with this healing divine feminine, your emotional reciprocity, right? Your emotional healing, your intuition, right? That's all being removed from your life, and that's a blessing. This is something happening for you. Okay, we all have thousands of these that happen throughout our lives, but this one is very significant for you, I believe. It's when we pay attention to them that they really hold a lot more gravity. So just really put your focus where you want it to be, rather than where it wants to be. That's what I meant to say. Okay, in your energetic near future here, yeah, you're building. You're definitely building. Or you're trailblazing regardless, whatever it is, you're manifesting. So this is Kinos, the torch that lights the path for others and simultaneously yourself. This is leading by example, your increased sense of faith and your divine defense. So you get to either trailblaze and destroy, if you take this down the dark path, or you can use this in a grounded, very faith-driven way and build and really help bolster and manifest and lead by example for others. Yeah, beautiful stuff. What do we have for you for your energetic influence? Clarity for your energetic influence isn't Teresa, so you need to thoroughly tune in. You need to thoroughly be available to Divine. Divine's giving you communication. You have to tune in. Teresa's build that communication. You don't want to destroy it. Yeah. You need to be thorough with this divine communication. Don't just go on a hunch. Don't just go off of, oh, I had one download, therefore I'm an enlightened being and I'm going to lead everybody to the light. It doesn't quite work like that. You get thousands of those lessons throughout your whole entire life. This is a lifelong process of being in flow. All right, Virgo? So this needs to be thorough, this divine connection. You either need to do this all or not. Your energetic clarity for your now building your stable structure. Remember when I said this, your stable structure? This is stable on all sides. Gibo here is the rune of gift. This is like a divine partnership. This is surrendering with divine flow is bringing forward your reciprocity. Man, I kept on saying reciprocity with that too, and I didn't even mean to. This is the embodiment of reciprocity, your give and take energies with like the Two of Cups in tarot, or the Lover's energy in tarot, like with another divine source, right? Where you're building that foundation. I think this is a significant other or a business partner if you're looking at building a business together. This is a gift, though. You're being blessed with this gift, though, whether this is in the form of a person or your divine gifts, right? You're called to apply this with faith, building your foundations. Yeah. Let's clarify Augies here in your energetic outcome. This is beautiful. Yeah, okay. Yep, you're saying yes. You're saying yes to this energy. I think you want to say yes. You might be saying no, actually, because this is divine defense is what this primarily stands for. This is faith. But regardless, this is manas. This is knowing. This is like having that clarity and of identity, of labels, of like 3D labels especially. This is the rune of mankind, knowing what comes around goes around. And I think through this balance of reciprocity, you're knowing exactly what this other clan flag is in your life. And you're either going to, you can take this how it resonates. You're going to either be building a magnificent future based in faith together, or you're going to use this faith in probably a misguided way. If it's not in flow, if you're not being open to divine communication, you're probably saying no to this and trailblazing and being destructive here in the future. If you are in divine flow and you're letting this is happening for you rather than to you, that is going to be like a blessed gift, and it could feel like a union type of energy where it feels like you're building your legacy together. And in this case is a transmutative adaptation of that clan flag to you, and you get this increased sense of faith and awareness and stability, get to embody that example and build it together here in the future. Now, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Let me know in the comments below also how this is working out for you. All right, now let's get a card of clarity for additional meaning here. The Soul's Journey Oracle deck is what we're using. These are messages straight from Divine, straight from Source, directly to your spirit, directly to your soul. Divine, please show us clearly what message of clarity do you have for Virgo for this week? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Surrender. Yeah, this is surrendering to divine flow. This is as well. This is surrendering to divine flow. Yeah. I can release my need to control. Virgo, can you? Can you? Big question mark there. Can you release your need to control? Can you stay in step with divine communication? You need to do this thoroughly. Okay? Lecture over. Let's read more about that surrender card. If I could find that page anyway. All right. Again, this says, I can release my need to control. Virgo, you need to understand that the distinction between power and control. You have the power of internal control, but very little external control over people or situations. The majority of your external control is through the power of influence. You can lead by example. Every soul has its own unique path, and it's not your job to dictate it. Giving advice or direction in a compassionate manner is the way to go. Your soul, too, has a path and possesses the power to control it. But you must surrender the illusion that you have control over another. Remember that this is a process, and from time to time your ego will rise up and demand that things be the way that they should be. Envision a hot air balloon being loaded up with all of the things you think you need to control, and let them ride away in a balloon. You'll be surprised to find that when you release the energy of control and accept the energy of surrender, doors will open up that you never expected, because you have now given the universe space in which to materialize what is needed for your highest soul's growth. Namaste, Virgo. Have a blessed, abundant week.